Welcome to the Pursuit of Now podcast. I'm Chase.
And I'm Katrina.
And let the pursuit begin. And we are back. Welcome to the show. This is the very first annual
New Year's resolution cast.
New Year's resolution cast. Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
A little change it up a little bit.
And I was going to say, welcome back, the Pursuit of Now listeners.
Yeah. Ooh, is that what we're going to call
all
our
25 of you.
Yeah, it's like 35, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 35. It kind of fluctuates week to week, but we need to come up with a cool name for them. That could be good.
Yeah, like the Pursuit people.
That's
not good. That's
the
bad.
people of pursuit.
The people in pursuit of the now.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. If you have any ideas for what we should call our fan base, let us know. Reach out to us on social, because I feel like a lot of big podcasts, we're not obviously a big podcast, but
So what is Joe Rogan's? Are they called anything?
No, I don't think so. Actually, now that I think about it.
Well, Taylor Swift, her fan base are called Swifties.
Yeah, Swifties. Yeah, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't really think of many fan base names, but I know that they're out there.
By the way, I've made it my personal goal to drop Taylor Swift's name in every episode. I'm 3 strong.
Yeah. Well, 3 of 5. We are 5 episodes in.
Yeah, this is our 5th one.
5th one. So extremely proud of that. That's a pretty good milestone. So that means we've been podcasting now for 1 month.
Woo.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, actually.
That is pretty good. So, but today what we're going to be talking about is some New Year's resolutions. We're going to talk about our own reflections on our year of 2022 and some of our goals leading into 2023. We're going to talk about, how to set goals, things like that. But I promise it's not going to be super lame, because that sounds a little bit lame. But
how to set goals and achieve the lifestyle you want.
Yeah, hang around for the whole podcast for that. And we're going to talk about some common New Year's resolutions and how we would approach them. If you're in the same boats and you're looking to accomplish those things, we'll talk about a little bit about what we would do if that's what we wanted to do. That sounded good, didn't it?
That sounded great.
Yeah.
So you guys get the gist. That's basically what we're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. And now I think we should go into our intro, which is reflecting on the past week.
Segment number 1.
Yeah, our small moments of joy in the past week.
Mm-hmm.
What you got,
Absolutely.
Chasey?
Oh, I'm going to go first this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just threw it to you.
I'll go first this week. So, last week, obviously, we had Christmas time going on, and we had 4 Christmases in total, so we were running quite a bit, but we kind of started our own tradition. I know if you listened to the last podcast, you heard a little bit about that. It went very, very, very well.
Yes, it
and
did.
I'm so thankful for that, because I just had a lot of fun with it. Like Trina and I, we woke up early. We went and made some, we opened up presents first, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we got up early.
Let's set the scene. We get up.
Okay.
We make coffee.
What's the weather like when we got up? Do you remember?
I think it was cold. Oh, yeah, it was really cold.
It was cold.
That was the couple days after the big snowstorm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it was very cold. We woke up. We were so excited. It was probably pretty early in the morning. We go into the living room.
No, it was early in the morning because Chase woke me up like a child.
Yeah, I was excited like a child on Christmas morning.
And I was like, let me sleep. And he was like, get up. We're opening presents. Santa came.
Yeah. So I was really excited. So I got Trina out of bed. We went into the living room. We started with some stockings first, of course.
Oh, yeah. Always start with the stockings.
Yep. Some stockings. So do you want to talk about what we got? Well, we can maybe touch on that a little bit on the big stuff, but we got our stockings. Mm-hmm. And then we opened up presents. And if you listen to the last podcast, we talked about what would you rather have, like Would you rather give you what you want for Christmas and then somebody just go get it, or they surprise you with something that you weren't really expecting? And as you can guess, if you listen to the last podcast, Treen's preference is to do what?
Oh, it's to get you something that you are not expecting.
Yeah, do something
that you
you're not
didn't
expecting.
ask for at all.
Yep, exactly. So Treen did that this year, and I gotta say, you knocked it out of the park.
Thank you.
So
Well,
yeah,
thank
it
you
was
very
very,
much.
very, very good. Because what I originally asked for was like a putting mat because it's winter here in the Midwest, and so I can't get out there and golf. And Treen was like, that sounds great, but I got a better idea because you need a new golf bag to complete your whole setup. And so she got me a new Callaway golf bag and also a new hat. I'm wearing it in here. You can see it if you watch us on YouTube.
Ooh, the plug.
The plug. Yeah, check us out on YouTube. You can see all of our great outfits and what we're wearing. So that's always fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Trina, you want to talk about what you got for Christmas?
Yeah, but yeah. Chase got me some shoes,
Yeah.
which is awesome, and a new book, Colleen Hoover book.
Ooh, yep.
AO. But I was really excited about that. But we got to the present part, but then after that, we made breakfast casserole.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the best part. We made breakfast casserole, and then started a puzzle. Literally, we sound like we're like 80 years old.
Yeah, we kind of are. We're old souls. So we made
really
this breakfast casseroles in the oven, smelling delicious. And then while that was going on, we just had our little setup. We were working on this puzzle. And we had some Christmas movies on. We watched Home Alone. We watched Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen, just classic. So, and it was so nice because most years we're usually running on Christmas Day. So it was kind of nice and we still did do some running, but it was at least in the evening. So it was kind of nice to like just wake up and not be rushed in the morning, get to kind of spend some time together, and that quality time is great, and I was really grateful for that. And then we got to go obviously spend time with all of our family throughout the whole weeks, which is always fantastic. So it's always great to see everybody.
Oh yeah, but it was really great, like being able to wake up and just have a slow Christmas day it seriously was like the best Christmas I've had in so long. It was just so meaningful and special. And I feel it's like exciting to me because I feel like we're starting our own traditions.
Yeah.
Which is just really cool. Like, it makes me really excited. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we nailed that biscuit casserole. If y'all ain't ever tried it before, y'all need to look up a recipe, get you some
really
biscuits
easy.
And gravy casserole. Is it biscuits and gravy casserole? Yeah. Oh, it's so delicious.
Good.
But that's what I was grateful for. So it was a great holiday season so far, and just feeling really grateful for all of our friends, all of our family, and also just being able to spend quality time together with the holidays. So, Treen, you're up next.
Okay, well, that was definitely also one of my small moments of joy this week.
Robbed it from you.
However, I had another small moment of joy. So last night, I thought it was really cute and just wholesome because Chase was doing what he does best, playing his guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I like sing along to the songs I know, but I don't usually know all the lyrics. I know like 3 lines. But last night, we decided to look up the lyrics, and so I was singing. And he was kind of singing with me, like not for like anything serious. It was just so fun. And then he was playing guitar and I was singing. We were just on our bed jamming. We did that for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was so fun. It really was. Like we sang Sweet Home Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, I was like, oh man, this is fun. Like,
that was a lot of fun. It was kind of impromptu as well. So
yeah, we didn't like plan it out or anything.
Yeah, I just felt like picking up the old guitar and strumming away. And next thing you know, we put on a whole concert for all of our neighbors.
I really hope they don't hear us. They can probably hear us recording this, honestly. Thin walls over here. But.
Yeah. But
anyways, that was my small moments of joy. Yeah, it was just fun.
It was a lot of fun. We should do that more often.
Yeah, and it makes me excited because like one day when we have a family, like I hope that they will like want to sing and like dance and like jam out with us. Like that'd be so fun.
That'd be a blast.
Like it doesn't have to sound good. I mean, you sound good on guitar, but it's just for like having fun and just vibes, you know?
Oh yeah, I'm for real. I can't sing at all. I mean, I cannot hold a tune at all. But I got the musical talent. I guess I can play a little bit of drums and some guitar, and so that's what I'll bring to the family. Trin can actually sing really well. Believe it or not, that's your hidden talent. And I don't care what you say because I think you are a great singer, and I don't care who knows it.
So yeah, we are going to be starting that band, the Pursuit of Now band.
Yeah, check us out.
We were just practicing last night. This is just a soft launch.
Just a soft launch, yep, for our neighbors around us.
Yeah, just kidding, but for real, that was fun.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Next, we'll get a drum set. So. And let's go into some reflections on 2022.
Yeah.
What a year it was. And also, this is just a good thing that you all should do who are listening to the podcast. You know, take some time to sit down with your partner or just by yourself and just kind of reflect on everything that went down this year, what you really appreciated about it, what are some things to improve upon. And that's really kind of why we wanted to do this today, is so we can kind of talk about some things that we went through in 2022, what we can improve upon, and because we are not the best at doing this. I know for myself, I'm not the greatest at like goal setting and everything else anymore. So this is a really good opportunity. I'm glad we're doing the show because we get to actually sit down and kind of talk through some things and make sure that we set ourselves up for a great 2023.
Yeah, that is crazy. 2023. I feel like it was just 2019.
Yeah, I feel like time is just flying by right now. It is so crazy.
It is, and we've been saying that for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to like press pause on everything.
Yeah, me too. And that's what we're doing right now. We're in the pursuit of now.
Oh yeah, that kind of does tie in a little bit.
That's what we're doing. We're pressing
really
pause and we're reflecting and we're pursuing right now. So.
All at the same time.
Yeah. So let's reflect on 2022. What are some things that we felt were great in 2022? I'll start it off.
Yeah.
For one.
Go ahead.
For one, we got married. Didn't know if y'all knew that or not, but we got married in 2022. And
our marriage year is like over.
Our marriage year is officially over.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is kind of sad.
I'm going to cry.
Are you going to cry already?
No.
We're not even.
We're 13 minutes in.
And Trine's crying already. But no, for one, our wedding was fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved it. Best experience, greatest day of my life. 100%.
Same.
Yep. So would highly recommend if you're thinking about having a wedding, you should do it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to who. Just do it. It's for the pictures and for the fun.
Yeah.
So just do it.
Yeah, for the fun. So, but no, that was that was one of the best days, hands down, of my life. Of course, you got all your close friends with you, all your close family, and everybody's coming together just to celebrate us and just have this perfect day. Everything went well. Yeah. Felt like our ceremony was beautiful.
Yeah,
I bawled my eyes out.
Yeah, our ceremony was like my favorite part of anything.
Yeah, our ceremony was, I felt like, really good. And yeah, when you came out, I was like I could not control like my emotions. That and it's so weird too, because when you're standing up there and like all these people are watching you and you're like, okay, like I'm gonna try to hold it together a little bit here. And then as soon as you came out, like I was trying to hold it together and like I just couldn't at all. It's like all of this like emotion just like, and it started coming out, started making weird noises. And it was like literally just like uncontrollably weird noises that were happening. And I was like,
I didn't know that. The
yeah.
weird noises part.
Well, I hope nobody else noticed it either, but I'm serious. Like I was kind of embarrassed about it a little bit. But it was literally like I just could not control what was happening, like with my emotions. And then you came out and you were looking obviously beautiful.
Thank you.
And one thing that we need to do that I just thought of is we need to go get your wedding dress preserved.
We need to get it cleaned and preserved.
Yeah.
This was 6 months ago, and that dress has dirt, mud all over it because everyone kept stepping on it.
Oh, yeah.
Like at the reception because I didn't put my train up for forever. But anyways, that's a story for another time.
Yeah. But yeah, so obviously had our wedding. That was fantastic. And then we went on our honeymoon.
Yeah. This is definitely the highlights.
Yeah, definitely highlights. Our honeymoon was awesome. We went to Mexico, and we went to a Secrets resort, Secrets Akumal.
Yeah.
And it was our first.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was our first time ever being out of the country too. So that was a new experience for the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And so
we did it all by ourselves.
Yeah, we did it all by ourselves, and this resort was just beautiful. Obviously, you know, all your food's included, free drinks, and
yeah, until you get sick off them.
Yeah, Tring did get sick, so Tring got sick midweek.
I got very sick.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was dying. Actually, I was like frantically texting my grandma and my nana at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do? I'm in a foreign country. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, so that was bad. I don't know if...
But the rest of it was great.
Yeah, I don't know if you just accidentally drank some of the water or something.
I don't know what I had.
I don't know either.
I was eating fruit like a mad woman, though.
Yeah, you were. And then thing was that she got sick, and so I like got in my head and was like, oh, I'm gonna get sick now, and like I was so nervous about it, so like I was so anxious to eat. So then like all the really good restaurants that we went to, like I just did not like eat very much. Like we went to Hibachi, and like I did not eat like half of what's on my plate because it's weird. My body was like, no, man, like you know, you just saw Trine get sick. Like I don't want that for myself, so you're not even hungry. And so like I barely ate anything. It's crazy
too because I got over it. Like I was like a little bit scared to eat like the next day, or not the next day, whatever day we went to the mine ruins.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little scared to eat, but I still did it. And then after that, I was like, I'm a foodie at heart, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, she
I don't
just
really
jumped
care.
right back in.
If I'm gonna get sick again, I'm gonna get sick again. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I didn't. It was fine.
Yeah, no, it was all
Food
fine.
was delicious.
It was, but yeah, she ended up being sick like Wednesday, and then Thursday we had this excursion to go see the Mayan ruins, and we like paid for like the express one, so it was like a smaller bus with just a select few people,
and they drive crazy.
Yep. So
it's scary.
And so you know we were in this small bus, and there's a bunch of speed bumps and stuff. Like every 5 minutes there's a speed bump, so it was just like Trine was sick, like, and we're just hitting these speed bumps like boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And I started, and this bus ride was like 2 hours long or something like that.
Yeah, it was like over 2 hours.
Ooh,
I was like popping Pepto-Bismol like a candy.
Yeah.
Like, it was an experience. But yeah, enough about our honeymoon. I think we're going to talk more about our honeymoon in a future episode.
Oh, really?
Right?
Oh, yeah, we can.
Yeah, just kind of like, well, because we wanted to touch like more in depth about like the planning process and like
wedding planning and
yeah, for sure,
stuff like that. Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, that's a little sneak peek into whenever that episode comes out. Who knows when it's going to come out? But just stay tuned for it. It's a surprise.
Surprise.
But yeah, grateful. Wedding was fantastic. What's the second thing, Trine? Reflecting on 2022.
What is the second thing?
What's something you want to reflect on?
Well, okay, so I kind of just want to rewind a little bit and just touch on the fact that like we didn't start wedding planning until basically January 2022. I mean, we did like we had like our venue maybe and my dress, and that's it. And we planned the whole thing by ourselves. Like we didn't hire anybody. I mean, we basically did it all by ourselves.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, we would like consult people and then people would help out with certain things or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I just want to say like going into the new year last year, knowing that we had a wedding in 6 months, that every person, every close person to us was going to be at. Like
Stressful.
I get stressed planning a dinner party for more than 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
like just going into like last year, January, I just feel like we were in such a different space, like me personally, because that was like on my mind as well as like all of other life's things. Like it kind of takes up a lot of your time and energy and mental space, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. And not to mention weddings are very expensive. So
it's like
we were saving up for that, and
we were like paying for it as we went.
Mm-hmm.
So it was hard to like save like a super lot of money. I mean, I feel like we did really well. By the time we had our wedding, we had everything paid for, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this year, like that's kind of under our belt, like as far as like financially and like I was just saying, like mental space and whatnot, that's done.
Mm-hmm.
And so now going into this year, I'm like, oh wow, I have so much extra time and finances to like work on some other things in my life, like other aspects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
So I just want to say, like January through June, my mind was just around wedding planning, I'd say, and my job, which at that time I was in the second semester of my first year being a school social worker, and that was very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just to touch on the first half of this year.
Yeah.
And then the second half of the year, after a honeymoon, after we got to our wedding and the summertime, it was kind of like coasting. Like we went on some family vacations.
Which were great.
Yeah, we went to Tennessee.
Yep,
right?
went to Gatlinburg.
So yeah, that was awesome. It was just like work. Okay, now here's like a couple months that are just like packed with fun things.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I went, I had my bachelorette party. Chase had his bachelor party.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, we went to
highlights.
Nashville. Woo!
Oh yeah, and we went to New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite place.
So much fun. That was one of the most fun weekends of probably my life. So
besides our wedding.
Besides our wedding,
and our
of course.
honeymoon.
Yeah, and our honeymoon, yeah.
But fair because same with my bachelorette party. Oh my goodness. I don't have like a solid one group of friends. I have friends from like different places in my life that aren't necessarily all like best friends. So I was a little nervous of how it would go, but that is the best thing that could have ever happened is all of my friends like got along. They hit it off. Like people made friends with each other, like leaving with friends, it was just really cool.
I know. Yeah. Because that is always something in the back of your mind when you're planning these things out. You're like, man, I hope like all my friends
like they get along
and
vibe
like
well.
No one feels left out in any conversations or anything like that. And but yeah, same here. Like my group of friends all really, even like 2 of my other friends like became like really good friends, and then they started doing stuff, and then I was like, hey, like you're supposed to invite me to do those things with you. I was like, what is going on here? Like y'all y'all are my friends first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and two of my best friends that didn't even know each other, like she's one of my best friends is like inviting my other friend on her bachelorette trip, and they had only met like a couple times before that, but they just really hit it off. So it's really the best thing ever when people that are close to you in your life, they all like vibe and get along and whatnot.
Become good friends, and now we have more friend groups, which is always great. So that's another thing to reflect on, I think, in 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Is I feel like rekindled a lot of like good friendships from a while ago, and just got closer bonds with more of our friends, and I'm just super grateful for that and for those relationships.
For sure. I agree 100%.
But yeah, let's moving right along.
Yeah.
What are some
So,
other things that you think we can reflect on? Obviously, starting the podcast.
yeah.
We've been nonstop talking about it
The
for like
past
the past month.
That's been all of our conversations.
Yeah.
So, this is your sign. If you are thinking about starting a podcast, just do it.
Or literally anything at that matter.
Oh, yeah. Like a TikTok or like a certain Instagram. I don't know. Like anything.
Yeah, whatever your hobby is and you want to start something on it, like this is the time. You know, it's a new year. We have resolutions coming up. We all have, things we want to accomplish and make this the best year ever. I'll just say, just go for it because I promise you it's going to be a great decision.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know it's like can be nerve-wracking to put yourself out there and what are people going to think about this? And this is something I even think starting this podcast, like we both probably still struggle with a little bit, but
oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, you'll actually probably find that people are a lot more supportive of you than what you ever thought, or you'll learn the people who aren't very supportive of you, and maybe those aren't your real friends to begin with, or whatever the case is. Which I'm not saying we have anybody that's like that in our life, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, just that's kind of like a typical thing. But we've received a lot of support, I feel like.
Yeah.
But it is kind of like, like I love doing this. It's honestly, we look forward to it so much. Like we've bonded over it so much. And I know we've said that 12 times, but seriously, but at the same time, I'm still feeling like a little bit of like little embarrassment.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, for example, I was at work. Okay. I work at elementary school. So there's a lot of people. And one of the teachers, like that's a really nice person that I can talk to a lot at school. She was like, "Oh, I saw you started a podcast." And I was like, "Girl, why are you screaming that?"
Yeah.
Why are you screaming that for everyone to hear?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but for real, I was just kind of like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for like everyone in my life to like, have access to this. Because it is like a scary thing. Like, yeah. I'm just like, we're just saying how thoughts and just being very genuine and vulnerable. And yeah, it's just interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting dynamic, but it's been obviously like a lot of fun, and I think we both have grown a lot from it because it forces us to kind of get in and talk about these topics and stuff every week, which also benefits us, and we hope that obviously it benefits you all as well, or encourages you all to sit down and kind of have these conversations as well, and that's really what we're looking to do, and also be entertaining at the same time.
Yeah, I hope we're not boring to listen to.
Yeah. But I think on that note, we should transition into the next topic.
I had one more thing.
Oh, you want to reflect on one more thing?
I want to reflect.
Okay, let's keep reflecting.
I want to reflect for probably 2 more minutes because we're 28 minutes in. So the last thing I wanted to reflect on is just the amount of people in our lives that are getting engaged, getting married, having babies. Like, it is honestly, growing up is such a beautiful thing because I get to see all my friends like have all these like super special happy times in their lives, and it's very cool.
Yeah.
So like I was the bridesmaid in one of my best friend's weddings this year. Amazing. It was so great. And then we had like 2 other friends get engaged. Yes, 2 other friends that I can think of right off my head. And then 2 of my bridesmaids in our wedding are both expecting baby girls in March. So yeah, our life is just kind of filled with those happy times. And I wanted to just say this one thing. I was talking to my grandma, and I was like, it was like a time, I don't know if I had like, I don't know what it was. Oh, maybe I was traveling for my friend's gender reveals, and I was like, man, I feel like everybody is like having babies or getting married, and I love it, but it feels like it's like every month we have something. Which is not a bad thing at all. It's a beautiful thing. It's exciting. It's so fun. But I was, just admitting that it is kind of a lot at the same time. just to keep up with all these things happening. And my grandma was like, Katrina, soon it'll be not so happy times. Like, you just enjoy this time in your life when like a bunch of happy things are occurring. Because when you get older, it starts to be like, you know, people having different health conditions and just some hard times that come, you know, as we age and get older. So so just a reminder to you, if you're feeling stressed about the season of life that you're in, just try to be grateful for the moments.
Kind of soak it all in.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Really good point.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. And I'm so excited. We had 2 family members born this year too.
Yep.
So I mean, it's amazing.
It really is. Yep. And even better things to come in 2023. So let's go. And this is the first annual New Year special.
Yes.
I don't know what you called it, but that's what I was going to call it.
New Year special.
Yeah, that's why I call it first annual New Year special. I don't know what you said, but you called it something different.
Oh.
And you guys can decide which name do you like better. Do you like Treen's name that she came up with or my name?
Chase is always trying to make it a competition.
Yeah, I know.
It's fine.
Because I'm building my team and you need to build your team, and that's just how it is.
Oh, okay. This is my team. I think I came up with it.
You did? No, did you really?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. And so Chase's is Team Waimoka, right?
Of course.
Mine is Team Anything Espresso.
Anything Espresso?
Yeah. Or something like that. I haven't fully decided yet. But here's my thing. I drink espresso exclusively. Okay? That's all I drink anymore. I don't... Chase, whenever we don't buy coffee out, he is just drinking regular coffee.
You don't need to tell people that.
Well, I'm just saying.
Don't reveal that to Team Waimoka because they think I drink nothing but Waimokas, and you spoiled it.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. But seriously, I do drink exclusively espresso. So if you're like that, you can be on my team.
Ooh.
Or if you enjoy that, you can be on my team.
Yeah, well, and you're just going to let anybody onto your team? You're not going to have any stipulations?
I'll have to think about that for the future episodes. I don't know.
Okay.
So
that works. Well, yeah, you all choose which one you're going to be on.
Choose carefully.
Yeah. Yep. Obviously, it's going to be mine, but no big deal.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about our intentions and goals going into the new year, and then we're going to move into some tips or just our perspective on goal setting for the new year.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first with your goals, or do you want me to go first with mine? What are you feeling right now?
I'll go first because I think yours kind of ties into one of the most common things.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you go first. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, my intentions or goals going into the new year is all about improving my mental health and my organization skills. Okay. So there's a few things that I specifically want to do to target those things. And I can just talk about the first one. So the first one, I saw a girl on TikTok do this. I learned everything from TikTok, and I'll talk about TikTok a little bit more.
Yep.
But this is called the 20-minute rule. So something I have really struggled with this year, something that really impacts my mental health, is how my space looks. So it's really easy for me to get overwhelmed if everything is everywhere in our apartment. And it's not a big apartment. It should not be that hard to keep clean.
But it gets cluttered quick.
It gets cluttered so quick, and then my mind is cluttered. So it's just not good all around. So basically, the 20-minute rule is that whenever you get home from work, you don't sit down. That's step number 1.
Oof.
You don't sit down.
Don't even think about it.
Don't even think about sitting down, because I know me, and if you're like me, you're going to sit down and then you're going to be like, yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Don't sit down.
So,
do you get to take your shoes off, or do you got to keep those on?
I would almost say keep them on.
Yeah, keep your shoes on and don't sit down.
So basically, one thing I really struggle with is, well, actually, maybe I'm going to take that back. The first thing I do when I get home is I put on comfortable clothes, okay? I'm going to do that because I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me why.
The number one thing I struggle with is my makeup and like all my stuff that I'm getting ready with and all my clothes, I just throw on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then by like Wednesday, I have like piles of clothes everywhere.
Yep.
It is so annoying. I'm sure it's annoying to you, Chase, but you can just save your words because I already know.
Yes. I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
So
I love stepping over your clothes.
My 20 minutes is going to be come home for work. So you set a timer on your phone too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You come home. I'm going to change into my comfortable clothes, put those clothes away and or where they're supposed to go, put my shoes away, clean up just really quick. It'll take 2 minutes to put away all my getting ready stuff because I'm usually in a rush in the morning and I just leave it sprawled out everywhere. Just pick up stuff off the floor. Just literally just pick up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next part of my 20 minutes is going to be like do my skincare. So like take my makeup off because look, there is nothing worse than like changing and then sitting on the couch, forcing yourself to get up and make dinner. And then, you're just relaxing, whatever. And then by 9:30, you're falling asleep, but your makeup's still on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you have to go to the bathroom and you have to wash your face. That is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like any
I know.
female should relate or anyone that wears makeup should relate because it is the worst thing ever when you're like close to falling asleep, but your makeup is still on. Mm-hmm. So anyways, that's going to be my 20-minute rule.
That's good.
And hopefully like that goes into my mental health too. Like I said, like if throughout the week, everything's kind of picked up, I'm going to feel so much more just like relaxed and not like everything's everywhere.
Yep. And then we can watch a show or something or do whatever we want to do.
Exactly.
Yep.
Period.
I like that. And then you're also going to do a 20-minute rule for TikTok.
Yes. So
going to cut down on that TikTok time.
That's funny because it's both 20 minutes.
Yeah. I didn't even know that, but I made an assumption there.
Yeah. These are like my action steps because it all falls into organization and mental health, but these are like my small changes because I want it to be something that I'll actually do. Right. So my other one is I'm going to do it, guys. I'm gonna do it. I'm not going cold turkey, but I'm going to limit my time on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I feel like I am straight up addicted. It is so bad. Like, I'm probably spending 2 hours a day on it, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's so crazy because you don't even realize how much time you're wasting just like scrolling. And on one hand, I'm like, I'm getting inspiration from these things. I'm learning things, maybe things I don't know. I feel kind of like I'm getting new information, but at the same time, like how often do you put any of that information to use?
Mm-hmm.
Like it goes in my brain. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then it goes right back out. So it's like, what is the point of this?
Yeah.
And spending so much time on it, that goes in my mental health so much because it makes me feel so crappy about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just sitting here scrolling my life away. Like this is not cool. So my 20-minute rule.
That was a really good tagline. Scrolling my life away.
Well, seriously, like that's good. Yeah. That is seriously how I feel. Like it is. Oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I think we can both hold each other accountable to cutting down on social media time because it's difficult. It's for sure an addiction, just like everything else, just like my addiction to coffee. But
that's
what can you do?
Addiction. Yeah. So basically how I'm going to kind of like motivate myself to stick to this, you can set timers on your apps, by the way. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to set 20 minutes per day. Okay. And after that 20 minutes, I have to intentionally decide, put my phone down, and I'm going to keep a list. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep a list in a little journal, and it's going to be titled all the things I got done because I wasn't scrolling on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So And this list can be, it doesn't have to be like productive stuff, right? It can be like, I read a chapter of the book I was reading. I spent time with Chase. I got to watch an episode of a good show with Chase. I picked up my kitchen after dinner so I didn't have to look at dirty dishes the next day.
Yeah.
It can literally be anything. It doesn't have to be like productive. Here's like per se, you know, in the way that we normally think of
being productive.
Yeah, being productive. So yeah, so I'm going to just see, and I'm kind of putting it out there. So it's kind of holding me accountable that I'm saying it and I'm going to share this to the world. So
make sure you hold Trine accountable. All right. Because, and we're going to keep
Ask
up
me
with
how
it.
my list is going.
Yep. And we'll keep up with it throughout the year. And that's the other thing about, you know, talking through these things and being very vocal about them is so that people can know and hold you accountable to them. You're more likely to actually then do the things that you say you're going to do because you've already announced it to the world. Whereas if you keep it to yourself and it's just all bottled up, nobody knows about it. Who's going to ever hold you accountable? Who's going to, you know, catch you slipping up when it's just you that knows about what you're trying to do? So, but no, all that's good stuff. I think for me, are we just talking about goals, by the way?
Yeah, like goals, New Year's resolutions.
Just New Year's resolutions kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, my biggest thing that I want to work on is just being more disciplined, I think, is kind of the behavior that I want to change. That just consists of being more, you know, disciplined about getting in the gym. I want to be working out at least 3 to 4 times per week. No exceptions to that. Doesn't matter if I'm tired. Doesn't matter if I had all day. Nothing like that. I need to get myself in the gym and just be more disciplined with that approach. I also want to be more disciplined about like just learning more things and increasing like my skills or my knowledge around different things. So I used to read like a lot. Used to read a lot of books per year, just on like, you know, personal development or whatever the case is. And I really got out of that a long time ago. I would like to, you know, get back into that and just like continue to work on building new skills and growing professionally and personally. And because I know all that will come back and help me out mentally as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think just being more disciplined this year, because I feel like last year, there's definitely some phases in the year where I fell off of the discipline train and like just was not following through with the promises that I made to myself. So that's one thing that is really important for me this year is just to, you know, keep the promises that I do make to myself. So that's my biggest thing for this year. And someone's vacuuming outside of our door right now, and I hope it doesn't come through on the podcast because I'm be really frustrated.
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking to do this year. That's my biggest thing. And one of my big goals for this year is I want to break 90 in golf.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So that's a big goal of mine, and I got this sweet golf bag that's going to allow me to do it. Thanks to Trine.
For sure, that'll definitely make you better at golf.
It's going to make me better. So. Look better, play better. That's how it works. So
feel better, be better, do better. Yeah.
We are better. Yeah.
We are better.
That kind of that came off bad.
We are better than ever.
Yeah. There you go. That's good. So yeah, that's going to be our first song in the Pursuit of Now band. So that's kind of my goals for this year. I think financially, you know, we're continuing to work towards, we want to get a house. And when we get this house, we're going to have an awesome podcast set up in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we're going to have the coolest podcast set up. So once we kind of get that rolling, we're setting up the podcast. We're going to bring you all along with us. We're going to make some cool videos. I already have it in my mind.
Oh, yeah. We want to do like a whole room, like podcast room.
We're going to set up podcast room, entire room.
That would be so cool.
Yep. That
really would.
It's going to be so fun to plan, too. Like, I can't wait to, like, plan it out and think about it.
I know.
And what's going to go where. So we're working towards saving towards the house and also just getting rid of some of our high interest debt that we have, some of our small debts. So we're still working on getting a lot of those cleaned up this year as well. So That's a little bit about that. But again, enough talking about us so much and what we're looking to do. Let's talk about
45 minutes in.
yeah, let's talk about like actually setting some goals. How to effectively set goals and have a vision and all that good stuff. So, Treen,
For
do
sure.
you want to start us off?
Sure. So Chase told me not to talk about SMART goals.
I
I really hope that they can't hear the vacuum.
don't think they can.
Okay, well, if you can, I'm sorry, but I don't know if we can re-record this.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chase told me not to talk about SMART goals. I think SMART goals are very important. It's getting
Are they?
closer. Yes. So what it stands for is S.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is getting okay. Hold on.
S is for specific.
Yeah, sorry. This whole vacuuming situation
It's
outside our door is really
it's really
loud,
throwing us off.
and it's really throwing us for a loop. So, okay, perfect.
Which they can probably hear that. But anyways, okay, so S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for attainable, R is for realistic or relevant, and T is for time-based. Okay.
Do you all remember learning that in like 3rd grade?
Okay. But this is something that I was like drilled into my mind in college, actually.
I feel like we're becoming motivational speakers right now.
Dude, do you know the night that I met Chase, I told him I wanted to be a motivational speaker.
And you wanted to write a book on.
And I wanted to write a book, and I wanted to have my own agency. Look, was I manic or what?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I had big goals,
Yeah.
I
And
think I
we're
still
gonna
do.
do things, but yeah, we're definitely becoming motivational speakers right now. Gotta make your SMART goals.
Okay, but
Lions.
okay,
in
let
the
me just say this.
jungle.
Let me just say this. The important part of making a SMART goal, I think, is that it's specific and attainable. Okay? Because if you just say, I want to be more disciplined this year, Chasey. Well, he was specific about it. But if you just had that overall goal, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, and how are you measuring that?
How are you going to actually reach that? Like, you need at least like some action steps to reach said goal. Because if not, you're going to have no direction. It's going to be too overwhelming, and it's not going to happen because you're not specific about it, about things that you can actually attain, right? And then what else did I say was important about that? Just specific and attainable. So basically not making like a huge goal. Like I'm not gonna set a goal this year to be a bodybuilder by the end of the year. I mean, I could maybe do that if I really wanted to, but that is a huge goal.
True.
And I say I could do that because like technically like a bodybuilder, I guess you could like sign up for shows. Like there's different things that you could do to get there, I guess. But like if you think of like a bodybuilder, like that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Or like this podcast is going to have 1 million listens by the end of the year.
Yeah. Like it's just too much. It's just probably not going to happen.
Not very realistic.
And you're kind of setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah. But let me tell you why I don't really, okay. So I used to be a much bigger goal person, but, and I do obviously think it's important to have goals or have direction for things that you want to accomplish and talk through it. But I also don't really like goals that much either. And let me tell you why.
Okay, tell me why.
My argument against goal setting.
Tell me more.
Here's my question to you. Like, when is like enough for you when it comes to setting goals? Because I feel like every year it's like, okay, I want to, let's use like weight loss, for example. It's like, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds this year. Then you lose 10 pounds and then you're like, okay, well, what's next? Like now, okay, I guess next year I'd want to lose 12 pounds. Okay. And so it's like just a continuous like more and more and more and more. And it's not like, you hit the goal and it's great, but then it's like, okay, well, what's next? Like, where am I going from here? Like, and it's just like, when's enough for you? Maybe you have an income goal and it's like, okay, I want to make this amount of money per year. And then it's like, okay, well, next year I want to make more money than that. And then next year I want to make more money than that. And it's kind of like, you kind of get wrapped in this time loop of like constantly like I need more and more and more and more instead of, and a lot of times what I found is, you hit these things and you accomplish them and it's great. But then it's like, okay, well, on to the next thing. So that's just one thing that I think about too when it comes to setting goals is I think that obviously it's important to have them, but also just know like even the fact that you're pursuing or you're working towards something like that just shows a lot about your character and who you are as a person. And I think that is like that's awesome and that's enough. And just keep those things in mind like as you're pursuing it, like which goals you're only supposed to realistically hit like 80% of the time anyways. But there's a difference between having a goal and having a commitment. And that's kind of the way back when I was in the insurance business. A lot of really great people in my life, a lot of mentors of mine have taught me about that. So your goal you only hit like 80% of the time. And then a commitment though, you hit that 100% of the time. You hit that or you die. That's your only options.
Well, that's a little extreme. But.
Yeah. But so your goal is kind of more of like, this big thing that you want to accomplish. It's like kind of the big overview. And then like your commitment is like, what are you doing each week?
Like your action steps.
To get to that goal.
Your specific,
and those are
measurable, time-based action steps. Oh my gosh.
Get out of here with your SMART goals. Okay. Smart goals on podcast. Okay. Anyways, but you got to set your commitments and you have to 100% hit those every single time. So if my goal is weight loss, then my commitment might be, okay, I'm going to get out there and do physical activity 3 times per week. And that is my commitment for an hour a day. 1 hour physical activity per day for 3 days, right? That is my commitment. And you got to hold yourself accountable. You have to have an accountability partner. And the best thing to do is, a lot of people would say like, we're going to hit this goal and then we're going to celebrate by going out to eat or something, right? I would actually say the best thing to do is set repercussions rather than some kind of big reward for hitting your commitments. And I'll tell you why I think that.
Okay,
and
tell
we used
me why.
to do this too. I'm kind of going on a long At first I didn't believe in goals. Now I'm talking about goals.
I know. You started off like, I hate goals. They're stupid. But I'm going to call it a commitment. And this is why you should do this.
Yeah. Well,
I do like the language change to commitment. I feel like that probably tricks your brain into like going through with it, because I feel like a goal is like, might be hardwired in our brain to be something that in the past you haven't hit, and it's okay. And your brain remembers that you haven't hit previous goals you've set for whatever reason. So it's like already expecting not to hit this new goal. But if you say commitment, it's like there's no question. Like your brain doesn't question it, right? Because it's like changing the language. I kind of like that actually.
Yep. And you have your commitment, and this is something that you're going to do. But I think you should, we used to set what's called immediate and compelling reasons to hit your commitments or an ICR. And I think that is really important because, for example, it's got to be something, your ICR has got to be something that's more painful than you actually doing the action to like get to your goal or do your commitment to get to your goal. So for example, we did it all like based on monetary stuff. So it was like paying somebody money or something. And, one of them would be like, you have your accountability partner, you have a friend, a family member who's going to actually hold you accountable. And then you're going to be like, okay, my goal is to lose weight. My commitment is I'm going to get in the gym 3 times per week. And if I don't get in the gym 3 times per week, I'm going to have to pay that person $100, my accountability partner $100. And that accountability partner has got to actually hold you to it, because, if you got that in the back of your mind, like, oh my gosh, like I got to go to the gym one more time this week or I'm going to owe this person $100, you're probably more likely to get yourself out there and actually hit your commitment that you made.
Yeah.
Because, or something, it doesn't even have to be monetary, but it can be like anything that could be painful. Because, if you think about it, like any benefit, like, and of course you can always set that too if that's what motivates you. But, if it's like, oh, we're going to go out to dinner if we hit our commitment this week or something, you might be midweek and you've had a rough day and you're supposed to go to the gym and you know it. But then you're like, I don't really, like, going to dinner is cool, but like, we don't really need to do that this week anyways.
Like, you're not that excited.
You can kind of talk yourself out of it, and then it's not really that compelling. But
I think that's when, like, your reason why comes into play with like, what'd you call it? Like the worst thing that'll happen or whatever. Like a negative thing that will happen.
Oh, you're
like a consequence, basically.
Yeah, consequence.
So that's where, like, your deeper reason for wanting that goal comes into play, and you can remind yourself of that too. So, like, for quote unquote losing weight, if you don't stick to your action steps of 3 times a week, or your commitment of 3 times a week, then the consequence is that you're not getting any closer to having self-confidence, showing up for people in your life because you are more self-confident and you have more energy and you're healthier. The consequence is you're not getting closer to that, and you're stuck in the same place that you have been stuck in. So I think that's when, like, your deeper reason why you want to have a goal comes into place. I want to work on organization because I want to have a better mental health, like better mental state. And so, the consequence of that is I'm going to be anxious if I don't do this, right? I'm going to feel overwhelmed if I don't do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of those, like, if you have the deeper reason why and you remind yourself of that, that can be the consequence.
Yeah, that's a good point. So do you not like, what do you think on my against goals thought process?
So I actually had some thoughts about that. I think that if you're not growing and you're not evolving, you're not improving, I think that's the key to happiness. I really do. And I don't think
progress equals happiness.
Yeah, I really do think that, like, if you're not growing and, like, reaching towards something, I think that, I don't know, I think that can lead to a lot of, like, low self-esteem. I think it can lead to, like, I don't know. It's just, goals are fun. Like, it's fun to improve. It's fun to get better at different things. Now, I do get your point. Like, it is a lot. Like, if you're constantly just chasing the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But the thing about it is like, your goals don't have to be like this huge immaculate things.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to make this much money and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. And then it's like you get to the best shape of your life and then it's like, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Like, I see what you were saying with that. But that's why you set goals in all different aspects of your life. So you can set goals. You can set relationship goals. Like, I want to be more present with my partner. I want to go on, I want to go on a weekly date night with my partner. Yeah. Like, that is just as good, as important as I want to go to the gym 5 days a week. I want to work on not saying negative things about myself. That is just as important as I want to make X amount of dollars. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like you can place a value on a goal because everybody's at different spots in their life, and therefore everyone's goals are going to be different. So.
Yeah, and I'm not really like, and I may have came off as like a goal hater for a minute.
Yeah, you were a goal hater.
Yeah, but I'm not really like a goal hater, but I just think that the point needs to be made, and like my thought process on it is like, just like, you have this thing that you're trying to do, and just know, like, the pursuit of you doing that just shows a lot about you as a person. And once you hit that, the
attempt is what you're saying.
Like, and like hitting the goal, like, you're enough for that is what I'm trying to say. It's like, not necessarily, don't get in that spot where like you're hitting these things and it's like, oh, this is great. But then it's like, okay, like, where's the next thing? Like, I'm not really feeling satisfied because, like, there's someone out there that's doing this maybe, or, there's more to be done, and it's like you're never fulfilled, I guess, from it is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And so like you're just like keep hitting this milestone. It's like, oh, okay, well now I need to hit this milestone. So
Yeah,
that's
like don't put off happiness until after you reach the goal, I think is what you're saying.
Yeah, maybe that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, like if you're working towards something, it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. Actually, it's not going to be perfect. I don't know why I just said that. It's not going to be perfect. You're probably going to mess up. Like it's not going to be perfect, but those little steps that you're taking, eventually it will add up. And it's all about the progress that you're making. It's not about the actual end goal per se. So yeah, I actually do really get what you're saying.
Yeah, you see where I'm coming from. So I'm not like a hater by any means.
Yeah.
But at the same time, oh my gosh, I'm about to say enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process.
I almost said that. Oh my gosh, I'm turning.
It's not about the view.
I'm turning into a motivational speaker. No.
I can almost see it.
I gotta prevent myself from I'm not going to talk about lions or mountains
or werewolves
or
wardrobes.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the Lion, the Witch, and
or
the Wardrobe.
Glacier. No, like motivational speaker stuff.
I know, but I was just thinking about Narnia.
Oh really?
I don't know.
You gotta wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning if you want to hit your goals.
Yeah, which that's a whole nother conversation. But you don't have to be a morning person to be a successful person.
Are you gonna wake up at 2 a.m. or not?
No,
because if you want to be successful, you'd wake up at 2 a.m.
And in fact,
oh my gosh,
my sleep schedule is so off right now. It's terrible.
Out of whack.
I'm in for a rude awakening next week. I'm not even kidding. I'm terrified. Can I touch on one thing?
Yeah, touch on one thing.
We're an hour in.
I know you always point out the time.
I know, it's just interesting to me. Anyways,
it goes by really fast. That's why
it does go by really fast. But we were going to talk about, which we've already kind of been talking about this. Like one of the most common goals is to lose weight.
Yeah. So like common New Year's resolutions
is like to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
I would challenge you to flip that lose weight goal into something that is more positive. Like, I want to become more physically strong, or I want to be able to stick to the gym, however many, whatever. Just something more positive. Like, I want to become healthier, and this is how I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Instead of I want to lose weight, because we don't want to lose things here. And also, if your goal is to be physically fit, look better, feel better, whatever, the worst thing to do is measure that by your weights. Can I just say that?
Yeah, that's very true.
Because your weight's going to fluctuate, one, and two, muscle weighs more than fat. Okay. So if you are like training, gaining muscle, your weight, it's just not a good, think about how you feel.
Sometimes the scale doesn't exactly tell you the full story of what's going on with your weight loss journey. I think what to focus on is your body composition, and just like noticing, just by, because you could look at yourself in the mirror or the way you fit your clothes, and it could tell you a different story than what the scale might tell
you.
But
taking
people
progress pictures.
Yeah, but people get so caught up, I think, in the weight loss journey of like
what
the scale, like what is the numbers? Like, am I hitting these numbers? Am I not? And, you could be weighing yourself, at different times of the day. Obviously if I had something in my eye. Like, obviously, you could weigh yourself in the morning when you're just out of bed, you haven't eaten anything, you haven't like drank any water. And then, the next time you weigh yourself, it could be later on in the afternoon after you've eaten and everything else. And the scale could be different then. And then you can get all in your head about it. And like, oh my gosh, like I'm not getting this weight off. Yeah. So just focus on your body composition. And again, like how you feel. And just know like it's a long-term process to get you there. It's not going to happen the first month, and you just kind of have to, set your commitments to yourself so you can keep after it, and and you'll get there.
And I also think like the goal lose weight is like, it can be very like mentally damaging too, because like that's so much pressure to like continue weighing yourself and just look at numbers, and that's your only measurable.
Oh, SMART goals.
Well, they're important, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little cliche, maybe it's a little overdone,
Yeah.
but there's a reason why, right?
Yeah.
It's like with anything that's like mainstream. There's a reason why it's mainstream.
Yeah.
Goodness. I was talking to he's in high school now, and he said a family member, he was like, well, yeah, that I don't listen to that, it's too mainstream. And I used to be like that too.
Yeah.
But now I've just realized
It's like wearing Osiris's back in the day.
yeah, I was like, there's a reason why this stuff is mainstream. It's okay. You know what I got for Christmas? I got Air Forces. What are they called? Air Force?
Yeah.
Air Forces. Okay. White. All white. That's very,
Very
very
mainstream.
mainstream. And there's a reason why.
Yeah.
That was kind
And
of a
they
tangent.
look good, girl. You already know.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That was kind of a tangent. But anyways, yeah, SMART goals. There's a reason why that's a thing.
Yeah. SMART goals.
They're smart.
Love it. But yeah, reframe how you look at accomplishing these things. Use different dialogue with how you approach them. Like she had mentioned with, losing weight. Another thing, that's on the list of most common is like making more money, or even just money management in general. So, again, just reframing things, an example in the finance world of reframing things is like, instead of saying a budget, like say a spending plan, call it a spending plan, which is, it's small words that make a big difference, because when you think about, okay, we're going to create a budget and stick to it, we're thinking about all the things that we can restrict ourselves with.
Yeah. It has such a negative
it has a huge negative connotation. And it's like, okay, we got to cut down on spending on, entertainment, or we got to cut down on this. Instead, replace that with, we're going to create a spending plan together, which is a lot more positive and it's a lot more fun. And it's like, okay, we do make this money. Like, how are we going to be able to spend it? We're going to make sure we pay ourselves first, and we got this plan in place so that we can spend money on the things that we want to spend money on.
Yeah, I like that, actually.
And same with, and another one is not use the word diet, use the word nutrition plan. So
that is a
two
really
totally
good
different.
one.
Yeah, thanks. Because again, you think about diet, with weight loss, and you're thinking about, okay, what do I need to take away from myself?
Restriction.
Yeah, what am I going to okay, I got to cut out the sweets. I got to cut out, bread. Like a lot of people just cut bread out for some reason, or all these things that people try to like cut out. And it's like, instead of, and that's what we think about when we think about dieting, is like restricting ourselves. Nutrition plan has more of a positive connotation to it. I think reframing is really important, and being able to.
That's really interesting, actually, because it goes back to like what we were talking about with goal versus commitment, or like New Year's resolution versus commitment. It's like kind of tricking your brain into like it being something that's more attainable. It's actually going to, happen, because like if you are a person that has ventured into different diets, it's like, who wants to be on a diet? Like, that sounds terrible.
It sounds disgusting. Yeah.
And it is. I mean, most
like
diets
nobody is
aren't
excited about getting on a diet,
right?
Like, that is not exciting at all.
But
like,
a nutrition plan, I also like that, because it, instead of like taking things away food wise, I'm a big believer in like adding nutritional elements to it.
Yep.
And
also think about it like this with the word diet. Does that sound short term or long term?
Short term.
Short term. Like, I'm going on this diet for a few months. It's a short term thing. Nutrition plan, this is a long time plan that I have in place that we're going to work
it's
at.
Like lifestyle. It's just like how you want to, fuel your body or whatever.
Yep. So that's what I'd say, reframe the way that you look at things and how you talk to yourself and how you approach these, whatever your goal may be. So just try to rethink it and try to reframe it in a positive light, which will help you ultimately achieve that here in 2023.
Yeah. Today's the last day of 2022.
Yep. So, and we'll keep you posted as we're kind of working towards our own goals that we set and talked about today. And I know that we're going to knock them out of the park because they are SMART goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Now he agrees with me. He was like, "We are not going to talk about SMART goals
it's a
on the
little
podcast."
cheesy, you know. It's a little cheese, but
yeah.
But it's
I like
true. Yeah, it's a little cheesy, but you know, it's not bad. So
Yeah.
I see the point in it, and I see the value in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, you know, make your goals that way.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I want to talk about before we hop off here,
go ahead,
because we have some friends coming into town, so we're super excited to see them, is creating a vision. And I know that you're going to work on this with your friends, creating a vision board. But I think this should go along with your goal setting and, you know, your commitments to yourself with this upcoming year, is creating a vision. And what your vision is, you know, think to a point in your life, usually more long-term, you know, 10, 15 years down the road or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do is you're going to write as if this has already happened in your life. And you're going to kind of write it out and play the scenario back, kind of like what we did with our wedding earlier on in the podcast. We kind of talked about today. And this is such a powerful tool to do, and I recommend everybody do it. And I know that as I'm talking about it right now, like, I'm definitely going to do this as well. I think we both should. I know you're going to put together a vision board.
And a vision board's a little different than writing a vision statement. He's talking about a vision statement, right?
Yeah, vision statement. So, but yeah, again, you're going to write it as if it's already happened. So, you know, set the stage for it. Like and I've had a vision statement before, and I read it, and but I would always start out with something like, you know, I'm waking up in the morning, you know, it's a beautiful day outside. And maybe, you know, like your goal might be, I want to get a new car or something. So say you want to get a new, let's just say Corvette, just for fun or whatever. And that's your goal. So with your vision, it's just going to be a lot more compelling because you're like, you know, I wake up in the morning, I go down to the garage, and then I see this thing covered up here. I go uncover it. And I'm thinking, I'm making this up as I go. So
Chase's biggest dream is to have nice cars, though.
Yeah, and like be specific with it. I uncover it, and it's beautiful. You know, black Corvette, black wheels, and just kind of talk through and be very specific about what you're seeing, as if like you're actually doing it in the moment, because that's way more compelling than writing down on a piece of paper, I want a Corvette, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, write it as if it's already happened. And it should be very, like, and it should trigger, like, emotion. I know, like, when I wrote my vision way back when, and we would read them to the office. And, like, literally, like, I would read my vision out loud, and it would literally almost bring me to tears, like, as I'm reading it. So it should be very.
I also want to say, like, in your vision, you should also put in there, like, things that have more substance, like, not necessarily just like.
Yeah, I was just thinking
stuff.
about. Yeah, I was just.
That was a good
example of a car. Okay.
Yeah, that was a good example. I'm just like saying for people that have no idea.
Yeah, like my first vision statement was about.
It was
like
about
my wife, my future wife, and it happened. It came true,
he
and
manifested
it was like
that.
Yeah, and it was like, you know, I talked about putting together, you know, this meal, and all my family's over at our house, and I was talking about us having kids, you know, running around the house and stuff, and that's really kind of what it was about. Is less like actual monetary stuff, but for real, write all that stuff out, like, as if it's already happened. It's in the moment, and read that to yourself, especially in times when maybe you go through the year and you might be struggling with something. Like, have that in your back pocket to, you know, be able to pull out, you know, have it somewhere that's accessible to you, and make sure you read that, because that's going to give you, that's going to be way more compelling for you to lose the weight, to get in a better spot financially, to stay healthy, those things that, you know, we typically want with our resolutions.
Yeah, I feel like it brings you into like an intentional space.
Yeah.
Which is really like what our podcast message as a whole is.
Yep.
Like the pursuit of now, right?
Yep.
So
exactly.
it's about being intentional in every single day, every single moment, not taking it for granted, but also like know what you want out of this life too.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So still be on the pursuit for what you want, but don't forget
to be in the now.
Yeah, to be in the now.
I think I'm going to lead a meditation on here one time.
Yeah, we're going to do a meditation one of these times. But no, and I think that pretty much wraps it up for us
I was
today. Because we have some friends coming in town. So
I was going to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Can I please? Okay, I don't know why I did that. That was weird. Anyways, I wanted to say like the difference between like the vision statement and the vision board. Well, this is what I think, like I'm not no expert. Okay?
You're not no expert.
I ain't no expert.
No, you ain't no expert.
But like your vision statement, it references like 10, 15 years down the road. Whereas a vision board, I think, is more about like the year ahead of you. And sometimes, I feel like people could even make it like quarterly, really, if you wanted to, right? Because short-term goals are easier to
wrap your head around
and like set attainable action steps like we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to say like with the technique of writing something as if it's already occurred, like in the vision statement, in the vision board, what I want to do is I want to do the same thing, but in a shorter way.
More of a visual way would be what I would say.
Well, like a visual, but I also do want to put words on it.
Yeah.
So like I am like kind of like affirmations. Okay. Like some of them, like I am self-confident. And then, so in my like just fitness is just an easy one to reference. For that, I am consistently working out, 4 days a week. I want to literally type that in and put it with like my collage of pictures or whatever.
Yep.
As if it's already occurring, know?
Yeah. And that's the benefit too, seeing those pictures of some of the things that you want or that are in association with whatever you want to accomplish can be really powerful. You can kind of see it happening. Cause like in my last vision board that I put together, like I had like being married and stuff on there, boom, knocked it out. So, it's pretty crazy. Like,
you're welcome.
Yeah. What it kind of puts more focus on what you're trying to accomplish, and with focus comes, action steps, and then that will lead you to actually being able to get it. I'm not a big like manifesting stuff kind of person. I'm not all woo woo. And I don't want this to come off as woo woo because like that stuff drives me nuts. Like I don't think you can just look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm a millionaire.
No,
I'm a millionaire. And then you wake up the next day and like, you're a millionaire or whatever. Like I don't believe in any of that stuff.
No, obviously that doesn't happen. But I do think there is a very powerful thing in saying, I am going to do this. Because think about it in these terms, really simple terms. If you are going in to take a test, right? And you're saying, I don't know if I can do this. I didn't really study. I am not very blah, blah, blah. You are already setting yourself up for failure. But then if you say, I know I'm going to do okay on this test. I know I'm going to do well. I know I'm going, to do my best. And that's all that matters. And if I don't do this, then do my best or whatever, then I can do this afterwards. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So you have to know where you're going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not like blatantly saying it, then you might subconsciously be thinking like more negative things in your mind.
Yeah.
Does that make sense at all?
Yeah.
I don't know if that even makes sense, but I think
you gotta have a target in order to be able to hit the target.
Period.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm a motivational speaker again.
Am I coming off like that?
Yeah, I think we're both motivational speakers right now.
That's honestly what I wanted to do. So
we're both
my dreams are coming
speakers.
true. I manifested it.
Yep, you manifested it. Oh my gosh, just look at yourself in the mirror.
There has to be.
Tell yourself you're gonna do it, and then you're gonna do it.
There has to be work along with manifestation.
You're a lion, and your goals are the gazelle.
On that note, so yeah, I think.
We're such good motivational speakers. If you're feeling fired up after listening to this episode because we're so good motivational speakers, please leave us a review.
Please.
Hit 5 stars on there.
All of my friends that haven't left a review, please go leave a review.
Yeah, leave a review
and
for
rate
us
it
because
and everything.
because we really appreciate it and we appreciate all the love. But I do think we need to wrap this thing up.
We do.
So next week we're gonna get back on track with some of the more content stuff that we're coming up with. These last 2 weeks have been a little bit more freestyle in a way, just with the seasons that we got going on.
With the seasons and the reasons and the
Bleasons.
I'm Dr. Seuss now.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Anyways.
Trine raps part-time. She spits bars.
I do.
Yeah, she really does. For real. She rapped my brother under the table one time.
Yeah, and he still thinks I'm a great rapper. It's hilarious. I'm like, man, I don't think I can do that again, but thank you for hyping me up.
Yeah, she was killing the game.
Yeah.
But no, as always, we really do appreciate you all taking the time to listen along and come along with us for this hour and 20 minutes. We love all the support and the appreciation. Of course, if you haven't yet, go give us a like on Instagram, give us a follow on TikTok, and of course, stick around for the next episode, whatever that may end up being. Yeah. We don't know yet, but I know it's going to be a good one. But yeah, and we appreciate it. And
thank you for listening to another episode of The Pursuit of Now, and we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Peace out.
Bye.